the name Chrysler about to become a thing of the past? By the time we wake up tomorrow morning, Fiat Chrysler CEO Sergio Marchionne will have unveiled his final 5-year plan for the automaker.
Stellantis has officially announced the end of Chrysler. Once a giant in the world of affordable and practical cars is about to become just a story from the past. What will this lead to? Layoffs, market disruption? Well, this bold move looks like a piece of a bigger game plan made to address the financial hurdles that the company has been facing, all while steering towards a future built on sustainability and innovation. So what does this mean for Chrysler's legacy? How will it impact the employees and the industry as a whole? And also eventually you. What's happening exactly? The auto industry is in turmoil, with Stellantis, Chrysler's parent company, at the center of a storm that reflects larger market challenges. The company's major announcement feels like a plot twist no one expected, and it is not just Chrysler that is having these issues. The result is pretty clear and grim. Stellantis is preparing to cut around 2,450 jobs at the Warren Truck Assembly Plant. Why? It is a direct consequence of shutting down the Ram 1500 Classic production line. Yes, Ram is also having these deep-rooted issues, but that is nothing compared to what's happening with Chrysler. The entire brand is closing. Can you imagine what this means for the families caught in the crossfire? Once thriving communities are now hanging by a thread, vulnerable to the devastating consequences of economic collapse. So what's really causing the shutdown? Financial fallout. The profit plunge is nothing short of catastrophic. Stellantis reported a staggering 48% drop in net profits in the first half of 2024 compared to the same period in 2023. Earnings have plummeted from an impressive $12 billion to a mere $6 billion, a staggering decline that has sent shockwaves across the industry. But it doesn't end there. Revenue has also taken a hit, shrinking by 14% to a total of $85 billion during this critical time frame. This isn't a mere blip on the radar. It's a full-blown crisis. Sales volatility is another nail in the coffin. The company finds its struggles primarily linked to a severe drop in vehicle sales coupled with a problematic product mix. Tavares, never one to sugarcoat the truth, stated that the company's performance did not meet expectations. This stark admission highlights not only brutal external market conditions, but also a range of internal challenges that have compounded their plight. Challenges that cannot be swept under the rug any longer. Inventory management issues exacerbate the situation. Stellantis has been wrestling with an overwhelming surplus of inventory and a diminishing market share, particularly painful in the competitive North American landscape. Tavares candidly acknowledged that addressing these pressing issues will require substantial effort. As the company grapples with these challenges, the path forward seems fraught with obstacles. Now you're probably asking, how did they end up here? Well, let me explain. Market dynamics. Market shifts are shaking the foundations of the automotive industry, and Chrysler is at the center of this tumultuous storm. Consumer preference has dramatically shifted towards electric vehicles, and this rapid evolution is reshaping the automotive landscape. As buyers become increasingly committed to environmental sustainability and fuel efficiency, Chrysler's traditional lineup, once a staple of American roads, has started to lose its luster. Sales are dwindling at an alarming rate, and CEO Carlos Tavares has voiced a stark reality. The models that once defined the brand simply no longer satisfy the demands of today's market. This glaring disconnect signals an urgent need for strategic realignment and transformation. The decline in sales isn't just an anomaly, it's a reflection of a broader trend away from larger vehicles. The once sought-after SUVs and trucks that were Chrysler's bread and butter are now facing a harsh reckoning. A growing number of consumers are awakening to the dual pressures of environmental accountability and financial prudence, leading to a sharp decline in the appetite for fuel-thirsty behemoths. The result is staggering: a surplus of unsold inventory. Stellantis has no choice but to rethink its approach to the Chrysler brand in profound and immediate ways. Competition in the automotive arena has reached fever pitch. Stellantis now finds itself in a dogfight, fending off challenges from both entrenched automakers and a wave of new entrants that are setting the electric vehicle market ablaze. Brands that offer innovative and efficient models are quickly snatching market share, leaving the traditional giants, Chrysler included, struggling to maintain their footing. Now let me tell you how PSA is steering Chrysler's destiny, which led to its phase-out. The merger that united Fiat Chrysler Automobiles and PSA Group to create Stellantis has unleashed a seismic shift in Chrysler's operations and strategic direction. This monumental change isn't merely a restructuring, it's a fundamental redefinition of what the Chrysler brand signifies, especially to its devoted customer base. As we sit through the aftermath of this high-stakes union, the implications for Chrysler grow increasingly dramatic, steering the company toward a future cloaked in uncertainty. Post-meager strategy. First up is the strategic realignment that followed the merger. The primary aim here? To create a formidable entity capable of thriving in the brutal arena of global competition. Yet, as ambitious as this goal sounds, it comes with a tangled and complex reality. Chrysler, a brand that has long been rooted in the American market, now finds itself caught in the intricate web of PSA's European market strategies. This shift prompts urgent questions. Will these new strategies resonate with Chrysler's existing US customer base? Can a brand that once symbolized American automotive culture really adapt to the complexities of European paradigms? The stakes are soaring, and the answers are anything but straightforward. What lies at the core of this merger is an intense quest for global competitiveness. It's a vital evolution in an age where market leaders are in a constant state of reinvention. For Stellantis to succeed, it must adapt to the changing landscape. However, this adaptation could come at a heavy cost for Chrysler. Many of the features that once made Chrysler a household name in the US are rapidly being eclipsed by the broader objectives of the merger. This reconfiguration raises a chilling philosophical question. Is Chrysler's true identity being sacrificed on the altar of global ambition? The consequences of this merger extend deeply into crucial decisions around resource allocation, which have shifted dramatically toward electric vehicles and cutting-edge technologies. Stellantis is placing a premium on these investments, rendering traditional passenger cars, think the Chrysler 2450, at risk of extinction. The phasing out of these models marks a decisive departure from vehicles that no longer align with the company's vision of the future. Integration challenge. The merger between Fiat Chrysler Automobiles and PSA Group, culminating in the creation of Stellantis, has ushered in a host of significant cultural integration challenges. These challenges arise from the starkly contrasting operational philosophies and market strategies of the two automotive giants. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles has historically functioned with a distinctly American-centric approach, one that champions ruggedness, practicality, and affordability as its core tenets. Meanwhile, PSA lends a European flair, which often highlights efficiency, design aesthetics, and a different approach to engaging consumers. The clash of these cultural identities isn't just a side note, it's a critical aspect that could reshape the future of Chrysler as we know it. When it comes to decision-making processes within this new entity, divergent priorities quickly emerge as a source of friction. Just picture it. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, proud of its legacy, might prioritize preserving the classic identity of American muscle cars, celebrating the raw power and bold looks that have won hearts for generations. In stark contrast, the influence of PSA could steer the ship toward a more modern, globalized strategy, potentially diluting the essence of what made those cars iconic in the first place. The internal tug-of-war is palpable, and the outcomes leave much to be determined. Adding to the complexity is the looming specter of brand identity confusion as Chrysler embarks on the ambitious journey of repositioning itself within the luxury market under the guidance of Stellantis. There's a palpable risk involved. The danger lies in alienating the very core of its customer base, who have cherished the brand's long-standing values of affordability and practicality. It's a classic case of trying to navigate uncharted waters, where the compass of tradition might just get tossed overboard in favor of shiny new trends. Let's not forget about consumer expectations either. Chrysler's loyal customers are not just any demographic. They expect vehicles that embody the brand's deep-rooted principles. So what happens when the focus shifts toward a more upscale market? It could very well result in dissatisfaction among the very people the brand seeks to serve, leading to a potential erosion of brand loyalty. The emotional connection consumers have with Chrysler's ethos is at stake, and shifting away from it could prove catastrophic. Then there are the communication barriers that emerge between teams hailing from Fiat Chrysler Automobiles and PSA. These barriers, often exacerbated by cultural differences, could lead to misunderstandings that ripple through market strategies and product development priorities. Picture a scenario where differing interpretations of goals and objectives create a web of misaligned initiatives. Such misalignments can spawn ineffective marketing campaigns that fail to resonate with consumers, ultimately leading to lost opportunities in a fiercely competitive market. Legacy and crisis. Rebranding efforts at Stellantis are in full swing as the company strives to reshape the perception of its vehicles across the marketplace. One striking example of this initiative is the recent introduction of the Dodge Hornet. Now brace yourself, because this car isn't just a fresh creation, it's essentially a rebadged version of an Alfa Romeo. This strategy raises some serious concerns about the identity of Chrysler, especially as it makes a bold leap toward luxury branding. What does this mean for the company that once proudly represented affordability and practicality? The rebranding efforts could very well dilute Chrysler's rich tradition, alienating the core customers who have long stood by its iconic image. When Stellantis decided to rebrand vehicles like the Dodge Hornet, it likely thought it was making a savvy business move, but it may have overlooked how deeply ingrained certain values and characteristics are within the minds of longtime consumers. For years, these customers have associated Chrysler with specific ideals, from reliability to cost effectiveness. So as Stellantis attempts to reposition itself within the luxury market, existing Chrysler customers might find themselves feeling disconnected. A brand that once reflected their expectations now seems alien and unrecognizable. How can a company hope to thrive when it risks severing its ties with its loyal fan base? The impact on brand loyalty cannot be understated. By shifting the focus toward more upscale offerings, Stellantis is playing a dangerous game, one that could cost Chrysler a significant portion of its customer base. As many loyal consumers prioritize affordability and practicality, they may start searching for alternatives that align more closely with their values. This shift could lead to a harsh reality: decreased sales and diminished brand equity for Chrysler, a name that used to stand for something much more substantial. Now let's talk about the declining focus on sedans. As consumer preferences twist and turn towards SUVs and trucks, Chrysler's historical strength in the sedan market has taken a significant hit. This merger with PSA hasn't changed the tide, it has in fact accelerated it. The priority now lies with models that better fit the current market demand, rather than the sedans that once dominated Chrysler's lineup. The automotive landscape is shifting dramatically. There's no denying that sedans are losing ground to SUVs and crossovers, which modern consumers perceive as more versatile and practical. Chrysler's glaring absence of a robust SUV or crossover offering has left the brand wide open and vulnerable to its more competitive rivals. It's a tough pill to swallow, but that's the reality. The future of automotive industry. The automotive landscape is shifting dramatically, and Chrysler's closure is a glaring symptom of a larger trend: the move towards electric vehicles. This isn't just some passing fad, it's a full-on revolution as consumers increasingly make the switch to EVs. Any automaker clinging to outdated models rooted in combustion engines and larger vehicle formats is playing a dangerous game. Chrysler's failure to pivot effectively to evolve beyond its historical reliance on gas-guzzling vehicles is a stark warning for others in the industry. The urgency for traditional manufacturers to embrace electrification and sustainability has never been more pronounced. Now think about the ripple effect this closure will have. It's not just Chrysler's tale of woe, it serves as a cautionary message for other automakers. These companies must recognize the need for strategic realignment, adapt, or be left in the dust. Consumer expectations are evolving, and regulatory pressures are mounting, especially as governments across the globe push for stricter carbon emission standards. This means that for those automakers still hesitating on the brink of transformation, Chrysler may very well be the canary in the coal mine, illustrating the dire consequences of inertia in a fast-changing environment. Let's dive deeper into how Chrysler's shutdown could reshape the automotive industry's competitive landscape. As one player exits the stage, it opens the door for competitors to fill the gaps left behind. This could either heighten existing rivalries or create entirely new ones as companies jostle for market share in a world increasingly dominated by EVs and eco-friendly initiatives. Automakers that have already invested heavily in electric technologies may find themselves in a prime position to capitalize on Chrysler's misstep, potentially leading to a more consistent consolidated market focused on innovation and sustainability. And it's not just competition. The supply chain will feel the impact too. With Chrysler's absence, suppliers that historically catered to its production will need to adapt quickly. This might mean diversifying their portfolios or risking financial peril. The automotive supply chain is interconnected, and a shakeup in one part of it can lead to unforeseen consequences elsewhere. Vendors who relied heavily on Chrysler may need to scramble for new clients or face a downturn. This could lead to adjustments in pricing, manufacturing capacities, and even employment levels as they pivot to meet the demands of a new marketplace. A new era of rivalry. The automotive landscape is about to change dramatically with Chrysler's exit from specific segments, sparking an increased level of competition that will leave no stone unturned. This development opens the door wide for competitors eager to seize the moment and capture valuable market share. With Chrysler stepping back, brands that have been honing their innovative and efficient models, especially in the lucrative SUV and electric vehicle markets, are poised to reap the rewards of this unexpected shift. Imagine the scene. Established titans like Ford and General Motors, along with nimble newcomers like Tesla, are ready to pounce on the opportunity. They're not just waiting in the wings, they're revving their engines, ready to attract consumers looking for alternatives that align with their evolving needs. These competitors will likely highlight their cutting-edge technology and eco-friendly options, aiming to position themselves as the new leaders in an industry that's quickly leaving traditional gas guzzlers behind. But let's not just skim the surface. This closure doesn't just represent a business decision, it's a battle cry for those remaining in the automotive arena. The competition is set to intensify not just among established players, but across the board. Automakers will be locked in a fierce contest to win over Chrysler's former customer base. The stakes are high, and companies that can effectively market their products as innovative, reliable, and environmentally friendly will lead the pack. After all, consumers are now on the hunt for alternatives while seeking vehicles that not only meet their needs, but also reflect a commitment to sustainability. This impending rivalry is about more than just capturing market share. It's about redefining what it means to be a car manufacturer in today's fast-paced world. As the battle for consumer loyalty heats up, companies will be forced to rethink their strategies and push the boundaries of creativity and innovation. The message is clear. If you want to stay relevant while riding the wave of change, you better have a compelling story to tell and a product that excites. Economic shifts. The impending closure of Chrysler is set to unleash a wave of significant impacts on the local community, particularly in regions where the brand has long held a strong foothold, including manufacturing plants and the businesses that thrive on their proximity. This decision isn't just a headline, it's a seismic shift that will reshape the economic landscape and affect the livelihoods of countless individuals. Job losses and unemployment are at the forefront of this crisis. The closure is anticipated to result in approximately 2,450 job losses at the Warren Truck Assembly plant alone. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Potential layoffs is going to extend. This is more than just a statistic. It's a harsh reality that will thrust many families into economic instability, leading to a stark spike in unemployment rates throughout the region. This loss won't be confined to assembly line jobs. It will extend to skilled positions in engineering, technology, and management roles as well. The widespread nature of these job cuts means that the repercussions will ripple throughout the entire community. With fewer people earning a paycheck, the overall economic activity will dwindle, and the lifeblood of the local economy will be severely compromised. While the closure of Chrysler reverberates through the community, creating significant economic challenges and uncertainty, Stellantis is gearing up for a major transformation. Let me explain. A bold new direction. The company aims to shift its resources dramatically towards developing electric vehicles, with a staggering plan to launch 20 brand new models this year alone. This isn't merely a response to trends, it's a proactive move designed to cater to the rising consumer demand for sustainable transportation options. Environmental concerns are at an all-time high, and Stellantis is well aware of the global regulatory pressures pushing for reduced emissions. With this pivot, they're not just aligning with these standards, they're striving to lead the charge in the automotive renaissance. But that's not all. The merger with PSA Group has sparked a serious evolution in Stellantis' competitive strategy on the global stage. This transition forces the company to adopt a sharper, more aggressive stance in what is fast becoming a cutthroat market. Streamlining operations will be the name of the game, and that means enhancing efficiency at every turn. As Stellantis reevaluates where to allocate its resources, it's likely to divert attention away from Chrysler's traditional offerings. Instead, they're targeting more profitable segments that are in sync with current market trends. It's about survival, evolution, evolution is an imperative. This strategic realignment is not just about adapting, it's about thriving in a landscape that demands innovation and responsiveness. The auto industry is shifting under our feet, moving from traditional powerhouses to nimble, tech-driven competitors that promise greener, smarter options. Stellantis knows that to remain a key player, it must embrace this transformation wholeheartedly. Moreover, this pivot signifies a profound change in the prevailing mindset of the company. It's not just about replacing combustion engines with electric ones, it's about reshaping the identity of Stellantis itself. The embrace of sustainability and innovation signifies thoughtful leadership prepared to face the challenges of the future head-on. Introduction to new models. Stellantis is revving its engines and gearing up for an exciting phase of transformation. The company plans to introduce a line of new models that truly resonate with the evolving expectations of today's consumers. These changes are particularly focused on two hot segments: SUVs and electric vehicles. Why? Because consumers are demanding more than just traditional vehicles. They want innovation, style, and eco-conscious choices that reflect modern living. This is more than a simple refresh. It's about a significant leap into the future. Stellantis may choose to breathe new life into existing models through rebranding, but it doesn't stop there. The company is also exploring the option to design entirely new vehicles from the ground up. Imagine vehicles that not only boast a contemporary design, but also incorporate cutting-edge technological advancements that elevate the driving experience. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about creating a seamless integration between the driver, the vehicle, and the digital world. Think about it. The modern consumer wants more than just a mode of transportation. They're seeking vehicles that embody their values and lifestyles. They want SUVs that offer versatility and spaciousness for family adventures, and they are looking for electric vehicles that promise sustainability without sacrificing performance. Stellantis recognizes this demand and is poised to deliver models that encapsulate those desires, ensuring they stay relevant in an ever-competitive market. By honing in on these segments, Stellantis acknowledges the seismic shift happening in the automotive industry. It's not just following trends, it's leading the charge into a new era of automotive excellence. The company is setting itself up to capture the interest and hearts of a new generation of buyers who prioritize both functionality and environmental responsibility. With consumer expectations at an all-time high, Stellantis' commitment to innovation and modern design could prove to be a game changer. The anticipation surrounding these new models isn't just about products, it's about the vision that Stellantis is cultivating for the future of mobility. As they prepare to unveil what's next, all eyes will be on them. Will these new introductions align perfectly with what today's consumers crave? Can Stellantis truly elevate the driving experience to new heights? As the company revs up for this launch, the results could redefine how we perceive automobiles in our daily lives. Exciting times lie ahead. Get ready for a thrilling transformation in the automotive world. Driving innovation. Stellantis is gearing up for an ambitious investment in technology and research and development that promises to redefine its future. In the ever-evolving automotive landscape, standing still isn't an option. To stay ahead of the competition, Stellantis plans to significantly ramp up its investment in R&D, focusing primarily on groundbreaking areas such as electric vehicle technology, autonomous driving capabilities, and advanced manufacturing processes. This move signals a clear recognition of the need for innovation in order to meet and exceed modern consumer demands. Imagine the sheer scale of these investments. Stellantis understands that the world is shifting towards more sustainable and technologically advanced transportation solutions. That's why their commitment to electric vehicle technology is at the forefront of their strategy. They are not just looking to create standard EVs, they aim to revolutionize the driving experience, developing vehicles that don't just run on electricity, but are also smarter, more efficient, and equipped with cutting-edge features. The goal? To become a key player in a future where electric vehicles dominate the roads. But it doesn't stop there. Autonomous driving technology is another pillar of Stellantis' investment strategy. The dream of self-driving cars isn't just a sci-fi fantasy, it's becoming increasingly feasible, and Stellantis aims to be on the forefront of this innovation. By investing heavily in R&D, they are cultivating the capabilities necessary to bring fully autonomous vehicles from concept to reality. This isn't just about keeping keeping pace with competitors. It's a race to capture the attention and trust of consumers who are eager for safer and more convenient driving options. The end of Chrysler marks a significant turning point in the automotive industry. As Stellantis charts a new course, the future of the industry hangs in the balance. Will this decision be a strategic masterstroke or a costly mistake? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below.